It's a little cold outside, so we decided to mix things up and do something in our kitchen. Before I start, I want to say thank you. Thank you to those who are newly subscribed to our channel, as well as thank you to those who have been with us on a long haul. We appreciate the fact that you guys see some value in what we're doing here and decide to tag along with us on our journey. Also, I want to thank those who are watching our videos for the first time. To make things a little easier for you, we're going to drop a link up here of a playlist. That way you can get a little insight of who we are and our dreams for our farm. We have been very blessed to have a vast amount of animals on our property. One animal in particular are our quail. In my opinion, the quail doesn't get very much attention from the farming and homesteading community. These micro livestock can be very beneficial to your property. The quail doesn't require very much space. When it comes to startup, the cost is minimal compared to popular fowls such as chickens and ducks. Their manure and feathers can be used for compost and fertilizer. They lay eggs all year round, which is chock full of vitamin D, calcium, phosphate, and other beneficial minerals. Their meat is full of vitamin C and as well as iron, and the list just goes on. Now, we have a number of quail eggs on our property, so I thought it'd be cool to take a second to do some pickling of some quail eggs. But before we get into pickling those quail eggs, I want to show you guys a quick trick on how to tell if your eggs are fresh or not. Alright guys, so we over here at our sink. What we want is a little warm water, and what we use is a little egg cleaner here. And this is made by Mana Pro. And what we do is put a couple little caps of this in there. And it's an organic cleaner, and you can use whatever you want. I heard of people using a little dishwashing liquid as well as vinegar, but we found that that works well. And what you're going to do is put your eggs inside of the sink. Now, you gotta let this water fill up here. What's nice about this gives us an opportunity to inspect the eggs for quality, but also we'll get the opportunity to clean the eggs. Alright, so we got our eggs here, guys. I don't know if you can see this or not here, but you can see there are some eggs that are laying really flat flush to the sink surface. That means those eggs are the freshest. Now, if you see an egg that's kind of teeter-tottering, that means that egg's about a week old. Or if you have an egg that's standing straight up on its tip, that means that egg's about 2 weeks old. Or if you have floaters like these right here, that means those eggs are bad and you shouldn't eat those. Now, best practice is to make sure you always clean your farm fresh eggs and produce, and that's why we like to clean our eggs beforehand. We're gonna let these eggs sit for about 10 minutes, and then we'll go through the next process. Now that we have let our eggs soak here in this water solution, what we're gonna do next here is we're just gonna take the eggs out that are good. I just like to do a quick rinse of getting that solution off. Even though it says it's organic, I like to clean it off. And then this gives me another opportunity to check the eggs to make sure I don't have any broken or damaged eggs. We're just going to fill up the bowl and put these eggs in here. See how that one right there is actually laying flat, and then you got this one right here that's teeter-tottering a little bit, and this one more sort of standing on its tip. So that just gives you a different idea. And of course we got all the floaters out. I save those for Jamie especially. Alright, so we're just gonna put this on the boiler and let these eggs come to a boil. Alright guys, we got a little YouTube magic for you. Voila! Boiled eggs. The recipe that we're going to be utilizing, I located through Google. We will drop a link in our show notes if you guys are interested. It requires 18 quail eggs, some dill. Also, it requires jalapenos, but I decided to go with habaneros, vinegar, water, sugar, salt, and then pickling spice. Now the pickling spice is something that you can make from at home, and we'll drop a link for that as well. I did make my own pickling spice. All right, so I'm gonna get on my gloves here, guys, because we're gonna be dealing with some spicy stuff and of course our eggs. So I want to take some little precaution here. So what we're gonna do is just crack our eggs, and we're gonna save these shells and actually give them to our quail because they're chock full of calcium and it will help them with their eggs. Well guys, that was brutal, but we got them. We got our quail legs de-shelled. So the next step here, I'm going to slice up some habanero, but while we're slicing up our habaneros, I'm going to take my 1.5 cup of water. I'm going to take 3 cups of vinegar, and I'm going to combine them a boiler along with 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of salt, and that's going to be our brine. Now we don't want this to necessarily come to a rolling boil. We just want that to get hot and dissolve the sugar and salt. So while that's doing this thing, again, it's probably best to wear gloves when you're chopping up habaneros. Just checking my brine here, seeing if the salt and sugar's dissolved. It's not quite there yet. In the meantime, we're going to take our canning jars here, guys, and we're just going to take our canning jars and we're going to start stuffing our canning jars with a combination of the peppers, eggs, the dill. Also, I'm going to do some rosemary, the onions, and then our pickling spice. Doesn't have to be pretty, no rhyme or reason. It did say a tablespoon of pickling spice. And again, the pickling spice, I will drop a link below. What it is mustard seed, allspice, bay leaves, cinnamon chunks, ginger. I think our brine is there. I don't see any more sugar or salt in it. We just gotta let this cool here for a little bit, and then what we'll do is we'll pour that over our quail eggs, and then the quail eggs have to be refrigerated for about a week, and then chow down. Alright guys, so we're ready for the finished steps here. We're going to be pouring our brine on. It has cooled off for about maybe an hour. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. I got my brine here, and once again that's just vinegar, water, sugar, salt mix. Just going to take my funnel. We want that brine to cover it. There we go. Went a little crazy on the last two there. There we go. And these are actually going to be refrigerated, so they don't need to be water bath or anything like that. So we'll just take them, put our lids on top. We'll tighten our lids up here. And again, these are going to be refrigerated for 7 to 10 days, guys. 7 to 10 days. Check that out. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you did, make sure that you hit the like button. Also subscribe. As always, tell a million friends or two, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.